Hello, greetings, welcome, pleasure. Today we have a video about the most impressive PortMaster games. PortMaster is a tool for Linux-based retro handhelds that allows us to play various game ports natively. It's available for plethora of cheap retro handhelds, including Ambanix, Trimuis, Paukidis, and usually it's not supported on official firmware, you need to install custom firmware. I'm using this Ambanix handheld with MuOS, so let's get into it. First, I want to mention there is a big sale going on right now on the AliExpress. That's where you can buy most of these handhelds for the best prices, usually. And the cashback is here again too, more on it later in the video. So the most impressive port that happened just very recently is surely the port of Dead Cells. It is a great 2D action platformer. If you've never played it, it might not seem as impossible based on what you see on the screen. Initially this game was released for PS4, Xbox One, Switch, PC and Mac, and all of these are way more powerful than this retro handheld. In spite of that, it's able to run it at playable frame rates. Recommended PC specifications are with 4GB of RAM. This retro handheld has only 1GB. I know it's just recommended specs, but it tells me a lot of corners had to be cut and a lot of optimizations had to be done by the developer. So this way I'm sending a huge thanks his way. And to all the other developers that keep bringing new ports to this amazing platform. This port is great, I'm loving it, big 2 thumbs up. I've installed also all the DLCs available, they are also supported. In the options you can play with bunch of things. I haven't changed anything, I just played it all at default settings and it was enjoyable experience. There were some slowdowns here and there, but nothing major. I would absolutely recommend you to try it out if you haven't already and if you have some retro handheld with PortMaster support at hand. If you want to get it running, you need to follow the installation instructions that you can see on the screen right now. They are pretty straightforward, but I had some issues because you need Linux version of the game. I had Windows version installed on my PC, but I was missing one file. Luckily one guy helped me out, shout out to you Kamerad, I appreciate it if you're watching. In the instructions it says the patching process once you launch it will take 4 to 8 hours, but it was way faster for me, like under 2 hours. Dead Cells on the PortMaster is a really big thing. Whilst I was browsing the latest addition in there, I've noticed they've also added Counter-Strike 1.6 lately. This game shares same engine as Half-Life, Gold Source engine, so I was a bit surprised it happened this late, because Half-Life is available for a very long time on PortMaster. Both of these are based on the Zash 3D FWGS, which is like an open source Gold Source engine reimplementation. Half-Life and Counter-Strike ports on the PS Vita are also based on the same engine. Actually, very many Vita ports are based on the same open source version as PortMaster ports. So, Counter-Strike runs about okay. It's recommended to only play against bots or LAN. There is a multiplayer support, but it's not recommended to use it. Anyway, I'm sure you would be banned as soon as you would join some public server. Same thing is happening on the Vita. They can see you are not playing it on a PC and they are banning people straight away, no questions asked, so you are not losing much. The gameplay was okay, but there were some frame drops. I think it was all caused because I've created game with 16 bots and it was lagging a little bit. So ideally you want to play against less than 16 bots. Majority of these handhelds don't have touchscreen, so you need to use buttons for everything, but you can customize it all. Here the D-pad is used for buying stuff, R3 is map and L3 is a buying menu. Overall this is a solid port, but I wasn't able to reduce the skill of bots. They were really good, I was just getting headshots left right, so I was a bit pissed off. I was looking through the options to reduce it somehow, there were a lot of toggles, but I haven't seen anything in there. Have anybody figured this out? Maybe it's doable through the config file, I haven't checked in there. Pojebane. Now we have a sponsored part and we are taking a look at this electric bike pump from AliExpress. But right before that I just wanna quickly show you this brand new adapter USB-C for 3DS. It's also from AliExpress, it's a brand new design and it's much cheaper than this kind of adapter. They have similar for Vita, I already ordered it. We'll be checking it out when it arrives. But even right now I can tell you it's a worthy alternative. You plug into your 3DS, then to the charger. Here is a light indicator. And as you can see, it's charging up. Okay, now the bike pump. Here you can see all the specifications. Inside the box we got a nice pouch. This is the pump. And here we have all the accessories. And these are all the valves. They are listed all in here. As you can see, it's very small and it's also quite light. So you can pretty much take it anywhere in a pocket or in a small bag. It works very easily, you just turn it on. You set the desired pressure. Here it's showing in PSI. You can also change it to bars. There is a light from the bottom, so you can see to the valve when you're gonna be screwing it. Then you just screw this piece in here, put it on a wheel and turn on. It's quite loud. It can pump your wheel quite fast. As you can see, inside there are two 500 mAh batteries. Here is a max pressure, 120 psi. The battery is not large, I think they made it like this so it's light, but it has still a lot of power to pump some wheels. Then if you want to use this valve, you're gonna screw it into here. This one too. And this one is for balls, basketball or football. You charge it normally via USB-C. Right now you can buy it for 29 euros. If you're into it, link for it is down below. And here are all the adapters, 3DS, DS Lite, Wii U, Game Boy Advance, PSP. And the prices are also really good, 190, 213, 215. So as I said, AliExpress is right now celebrating its 16th anniversary and there are huge deals. If you join my team and place an order, you can earn up to 10% cashback, which you can use directly on your next order. Link is in my description or you can scan this QR code. And now let's get back to the video. Next we have Doom 3, another really impressive port that is again playable. It is a first-person shooter. I could feel some slowdowns when there was a lot of going on. It wasn't running at full speed all the time, but in my book this is playable. And loading times were also pretty okay. Quick save and quick load are mapped to L2 and R2, this is pretty handy. Lighting is turned off, I believe. There is no dark, moody atmosphere in here. It doesn't bother me much. I like to see the monsters when I'm shooting at them. It is based on the source port called DHEWM3. Vita port is also based on the modified version of this same source port. It actually looks very similar to the Vita port without lighting, but with one huge exception. The Vita port is just a proof of concept and it's not really playable. I remember there were issues with CPU bottlenecking. The game was designed for single core. There were some basic multi-threading implemented, but it wasn't enough. It's hard to say what is causing slowdowns in this PortMaster version. I would guess the same thing, weak CPU. In spite of that, as I said, I consider this game to be playable. As usually you're gonna need game files to install it. You can see instructions on the screen. I actually used game files from my Vita for this port and for Half-Life and for Counter-Strike and even for our upcoming contender, the Series Sam. Series Sam ports, yeah, ports, there are two, the first and the second encounter, and they are also very impressive. These are action-packed first/third-person shooters. They are really over the top, that's what I like about them the most. That you are just having fun chainsawing through the monsters and at full speed because they are running very nicely. The loading is also fairly fast. There isn't many commands in here, so you are perfectly fine with just all the physical buttons and joysticks, and all of them can be of course fully customized. I think it also supports mods. I haven't tried any. This is something for Framerator to test out. It runs better than on the Vita. No surprises here, Vita is still a lot weaker than any of these cheap Chinese retro handhelds. To install it, again, you need to provide the official game files and put them into folder, which I would recommend you to do so, because these ports are pinnacles of what PortMaster has to offer. There is also a port of Morrowind available. I installed it, but it wasn't working. I think I have wrong game files. I launched it, it was doing the patching process for like an hour. It successfully finished it, but it's still not launching. Not sure why. After the latest Vita news that Morrowind is being worked on, I was pretty pumped out to try it out in here. Well, there is always another time. In a video about the most impressive PortMaster ports, I surely cannot miss the GTA 3 and Vice City. They are working flawlessly in here, they are absolutely enjoyable. I again use the files from my Vita, just copying them over. Clearly for these, and I think for all the other ports, except for Dead Cells, you're gonna need retro handheld with dual joystick setup, ideally, otherwise you're gonna be struggling. So GTA 3 and Vice City, they were running very nicely, full speed, no slowdowns. I'm always trying cheats when I'm playing GTA. I was trying them in here too, but for some reason I couldn't get them to work. I think there is the same issue that I had on a PS Vita port, that you would need to remap every single button once again and then it would work. Return to the Castle Wolfenstein is, in my eyes, also very impressive port. It's certainly less demanding to run than Doom 3, but still it requires quite a lot of oomph for the full speed, which I was able to achieve on my Ambanik with this first-person shooter. It is also a bit darker, there was a lot of reflection on the screen. I had some issues with that, but only because I wanted it to look good on the camera. For you, I hope I achieved it. It's a source port based on RTCW, and it comes with all the native customizable goodness, including frame lock and complete remapping control. I want to at least mention Fallout 1 and 2. They are one of my all-time favorite games, and they are also playable via PortMaster. The controls are of course not ideal, but it runs at full speed. Vita has hybrid controls, touch/physical, which is a bit more forgiving. Still, when you are used to mouse and keyboard like myself, it's a struggle. Unlike Aliens vs Predator, this one is a not struggle at all. It might not be as impressive in your book, but in my book it's hell of impressive. It's a blast, and therefore I'm including even this old school first-person shooter. All three species are playable: Marine, Alien and Predator. You might want to customize the controls a little bit based on your preferences, but otherwise it's fun, albeit a bit hardcore fun, as it often was the case with these old first-person shooters. There are so many more ports available on the PortMaster, I feel like making another video. Thanks to you for watching, thanks to all of my Patreons and channel members for their continued support, it's greatly appreciated, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.
Jeszcze daj mu żułać, poriadnie. O! O! Tam masz, hajzel. Už mi neskryžuj cestu žiadnu.